Sorry.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shekhar Kapur on stage.
क्या हाल है? Oops. Trust Nishith. I thought when I was walking in here, I'd walk to a conference room and we'll have a nice chat. And then, of course, you're Nishith Desai. How would you do that, right? You do something like this. So, hi, Cyril. Lakshmi will tell you that she made the mistake of inviting me to TED once. I went there, and at night they said, "That's storytelling. That's how you do it. Make sure you tell a good story." Yeah, TED. Everybody says, TED, take it seriously. I've never taken anything seriously in my life, ever. So you got to take it seriously, So I thought of a story. I wrote something. We had videos. Do you remember? I did my homework. This is what I did. I came on stage. I looked at the audience, said, "I'm not going to do this." Remember that? I took my speech and I tore it up in the TED audience and I said, "Now watch." I said, "Watch. Now watch me panic." I panicked. And my tongue started to go dry. And I couldn't speak. And I said, "Look, my tongue is going dry. I can't speak. Something will come. Something will come." And there were women in the audiences that came up with water because they thought I was going to have a heart attack. I almost did. And then I spoke. And at the end of it, I saw the people were applauding. And Lakshmi had to come take me off the stage. Do you remember that? I said, "Lakshmi, what did I say?" I have no idea what I said. Right? Creativity. You don't know what you said, you don't know where it came from. How many of you follow me on Twitter? Okay. How many have Twitter right now? Okay, this is not predicted, it just happened. How many can go to my account? Just go to my account if you follow me now. And read loudly what I posted this morning. I thought we were going to sit down and have a nice cup of coffee, Nishith. How did that happen? So, you know, there are ideas of coincidences. If somebody has to read it aloud, Carl, do you want to do it? Yeah. You're very good at speaking, so you do it.
Lessons of life.
Arey, zor se bol, yaar.
This is just 2 hours back. Oh, sorry.
When I was getting a call, Nishith, to aata kyun nahi, Shekhar?
Okay, so this is what Shekhar Kapur has tweeted 2 hours back. Lessons of life. An endlessly curious mind, a soul full of wonder, the ability both to fall in love passionately and explore heartbreak with equal passion, and all of this in utter humility. What else is creativity?
So that was this morning, yeah. So you ask Carl, what are we creative? And tell me who is not creative? How can life exist if you're not creative? How can it? It can't. Because we're all storytellers, right? Here's the thing. Let me tell you a story. Can I tell you a story, Lakshmi? Yeah. So imagine that you're floating down a parachute, right? You got your parachute of yourself on top. It's a parachute of yourself. A storm will come this way. You have a control. You can go that way. You have a control. You can walk around, just control it. You're floating down. There are problems in life. You handle them. They're everything. And then somebody comes to you and says, "Why don't you look up?" And I said, "Well, I don't need to look up. Why? I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm floating through life." Am I loud enough? Yeah. I'm floating through life. So now just look up once. And you look up and you realize there's no parachute. And then you say, "Oh shit, help, I'm falling. They say, "Look down." "Oh, I don't want to see where I'm falling." You look down. There's nothing to fall into. So you've never fell off anything. You never fall into anything. So then you say, "Well, who am I?" That's the right question. And that's what creativity is all about. Who am I? In a world or in an existence where there's nothing on top and there's nothing at the bottom, and you're not coming from anywhere, you're not going anywhere, you have a fundamental idea of you cannot be finite. There has to be something else infinite. So what do? You create. No, actually there were these demons and horrible demons or myths that live on top that pushed me off. You're creating a story. And on the way, there are these wonderful gods that push me this way, and they push me that way. You're creating a story. And then down there, there'll be people that, gods that will catch me, and some will let me go, and there'll be a battle there. There's a battle of heavens and demons there. There's a battle on the way. And down there. So what are you really doing? It's the creation of mythology. How do you think all the mythology came up? Mythology ultimately only came because we are desperately trying to find who we are as finite beings in an infinite existence. That's the fundamentals of creativity. So we tell stories. If you couldn't tell a story, you don't exist. And what else is creativity except telling a story? How could you exist if you can't tell a story? All perception is telling a story, right? So you perceive. It's a story. And we don't perceive the same. Carl, I'm looking at you, somebody else from there is looking at you. We are telling each other different stories because you mean different things to me. Each one of us has a story to tell. That's how we tell. That's how we exist. If we couldn't tell a story, who are we if we can't tell a story? If I don't perceive, I don't exist. If I don't observe, I don't exist. So right from the time we are born to now and forever till we die, we're telling a story. I was in London recently and I took my cook. His name is Suresh. I took my cook with me. And this was this anniversary of moon landing. And I said, Suresh, come here, I'll show you something. Look, this is man landing on the moon. Look at it. Brilliantly done documentary on that. And he said, Sir, क्या बात कर रहे हैं? चांद पर कैसे कोई जा सकता है? चांद को तो हम पूछते हैं. How can you go to the moon? Yeah, you're a filmmaker, it's all special effects, visual effects. आप कभी moon पे नहीं गए. I said, yeah, this I have to battle. Ignorance. I have to battle ignorance. So I took Suresh to the Science Museum. In the Science Museum in London, you have a replica of the Apollo spacecraft in which they went to the moon. You have them floating around still. You have videos and things. And Suresh was really impressed. He came back and he said, मैंने कहा देखा ना सुरेश, चांद पर गए थे. He said, हाँ सर, चांद पर गए थे. लेकिन आपके चांद पर गए थे, मेरे चांद पर नहीं. That's storytelling. That's his story. That's his mythology. It's the biggest lesson I've ever had in quantum physics. Everything exists as you imagine it exists. Everything. Nothing in this universe can exist. It's not philosophy. It's not religion. It's not mysticism. It's the reality. How can anything exist if you don't imagine?
Parallel universe.
Sorry?
Parallel universe.
Yeah, parallel, multiple, various universes. Yeah, multiverses. So if nothing exists till you imagine to exist, if nothing exists till you perceive it to exist, if nothing exists till you are able to tell a story. How can I see anything without telling a story? There's a mic there. See, I've already told you a story. There's a story encompasses the mic. So there is no perception. There is no existence without observation. There is no understanding of anything without storytelling. It doesn't matter. Your story, my story, it's all different. So I come back to your question. If we are all born storytellers, and if we spend our life storytelling, doesn't matter if they're the truth or the lies. Doesn't matter if it's his moon or my moon. Then who in this audience is not creative? That's all I'm saying. That's creativity. Everything is creativity. There's nothing we are not. So then we learn up and say, "Arey yaar, tu creative ka, tu to chartered accountant." I used to be a chartered accountant. Tu pagal ho gaya, tu to chartered accountant hai. Tu creative ka. No. The thing is, the problem with most of us is that we are not asked to express our creativity. We are not asked to express what? Our inner stories. That's what Kabir has done. He's gone, and after many, many years of thinking about it, he expressed his inner story. And that's why his book is so popular. What Kabir has not told you is that we were in college together and we all used to say, chalo party karte hain, aaj sham ko party karte. Kabir to nahi aa raha na. It's like, if Kabir Bedi is coming, there's not a single girl that's going to look at you. So it was a regular thing. यार कबीर को नहीं बताना पार्टी है, वो आ जाएगा तो हमारा कुछ नहीं होगा. So that's, I mean, you saw his pictures there, you know, how could you compete? Anyway, so I am actually constantly struggling with this fact that how do I not block my creativity? How do I not block it? And then I realize I can't. Stress nahi karo, daro mat. Hang on, Shekhar, fear is a story. If it's a story, it's creative. Everything is a story. I am feeling brilliant. It's a story. Everything goes on and on and on as a story. So, 3 days ago, I was at a Deepak Chopra retreat on longevity. How do you live longer? And there were all these doctors there and saying, ये medicine, वो medicine, ये test करवाओ, वो test करवाना चाहिए, ये pill लो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो. All of them trying to put, you know, spend $100,000, we'll tell you what go wrong with you 25 years later. All of that. Then they asked me. I said, guys, I'm the wrong person to ask. And they said, no, tell us. Have you ever got yourself medically examined? I said, about 50 years ago. You mean you've never tested yourself? Kabir knows this about me. Have you tested yourself? No. I've learned how to bribe insurance agents and insurance companies and insurance doctors how to pass my medical test so I can make a movie. I've learned that. So, how old are you? I said, I'm 77. And they said, and you've never had an eye test done? No. Nothing. So there is something going on. And they asked me to say, what is going on? And I said what I said in the tweet today. The art of youth is constant curiosity. The art of youth is constant wonder. Ye kya hai? Ye kya hai? Well, what is this? Why is that patta there? What is that? Who is that sitting there? Who are you? You know, what's your name? Mike. See? I'm already wondering, who is he? Why did he say Mike? Why didn't he talk? Why did he talk? Why is he sitting like this? Why is he not sitting straight? I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying it's constant curiosity. Why did Nishith me? What is that? I heard a dog there. Why do I go there? And then what happens is one day everybody says, Pagal hai yaar. Tu to bachcha hai. That's the art of longevity. Tu to bachcha hai. When are you ever going to grow up? I was scared of saying this, always, and now I say it with great pride. Never. As long as I can be a child, as long as I cannot be overwhelmed by this desire, grow up, Shekhar, grow up, you're just irresponsible. Irresponsible. Everybody said you're a chartered accountant, you're irresponsible, to apne tax nahi deta. मैं निश्चित है ना, वो करेगा, मैं क्यों देखूं? So you're irresponsible. Then one day I said, my daughter came to me and said, Dad, I have dyslexia. I said, yeah, I called her mom. I said, she says, don't listen to that. That's what every kid does. Just before the exams, they claim dyslexia, so they'll get longer time to answer the questions. So she insisted that we test it. Oh, thoda dyslexia ko to sabko hota hai na, or even if you. So she insisted we get it tested. Guess who was completely dyslexic? And suddenly I realized, I'm not irresponsible. I can't look at the forms that Gauri sends me. I can't. I get scared. I'm dyslexic. I'm not irresponsible. That's another story I'm telling myself these days. I'm not irresponsible. I'm dyslexic. I then went and found every director of any repute in this world or artist are dyslexic. So, I am not. I have this age, Shekhar, tu bahut badi filmein banata hai. Oh, look at your scale of your film. I know why. I'm claustrophobic. So each time my camera looks at scale, everything looks at scale. So we are nothing but our ideas, our stories, the children, and I have to explore whatever in my life comes to me. I just have to explore it, and that's why I'm who I am. I think I'm going to end on that one line I just said. Lakshmi, where are you? Can you write it down for me? Here. That's why I am who I am, as I am, and so I am. We'll take questions later. Thank you. Thanks.